Hi there, this is Nick broadcasting to you on the Get Me Off Grid video blog, and the purpose of this particular video blog is to be a fundraising effect, primarily to be able to raise enough funds for me to get completely and utterly off grid. So you can see how I'm doing it, you can see all the wonderful things I'm doing, you'll be able to hear a lot of the experiments that I've done, and I'll be able to tell you the successes and the failures. There will be a link down below for you to go to so that you can access the actual donations page, and yes, every single penny that you'll be giving will be going towards the end result, okay? And the end result is for me to get the land, get the property, and then to make everything self-sufficient as far as I possibly can. Now, as far as taking experiments are concerned, I've already taken a lot of experiments, out of my own daily life and out of my own daily regular income. And I've done those things. I know what works, I know what doesn't work. I research very broadly, so when you do make a donation there, you know that I'm not going to be experimenting with the money that you'll be providing. I'll only be using tried and tested, proven technology, okay? And that's essentially what this is all about, and that's where I'm at. My goal here is to get completely off grid. And I also intend to be able to provide you with ideas as to you, no matter what kind of property you're living in, how you can reduce your reliance upon whether it's electricity, gas, reduce your bills and all the rest of that, and find new ways in which you can be more environmentally friendly as well as green. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is wood gas technology used in one particular way, okay, and that way is cooking. Now, you may have seen me before on the Green Wet Dream YouTube channel, and on that channel I played around primarily with wood gas stoves. What is a wood gas stove? Essentially the most basic wood gas stove, and this is going to make you laugh because it's so basic. It's a tin can. It's got a ring of holes drilled around this high. On the outside, you can see that on the camera there, a ring of holes at the same height as the base, and also holes drilled into the base, and that's all it is, okay? I made a few discoveries when I was experimenting with wood gas stoves for creating sufficient flame for me to be able to do cooking. And that is, if you're using wood pellets, okay, you can actually have a tin this size. It really doesn't have to be all that large. You fill it up to the bottom, you add a bit of lighting technology, which in this case was lighting gel, set that on fire, and essentially that helps to burn the goodness, the wood, and that'll send up smoke to the top. The air goes in here, reignites the smoke, and turns the smoke itself into a fuel, which then creates flame. There is a carbon monoxide risk, so you can't use these indoors. So this is part of my plan. So when it's all happening, okay, once I've got the land, I've built one particular building for me to actually live in, and that'll have all of the solar and all the rest of that to keep that thing going nice and strong. I have a second extra building, because a drawback of using wood gas to cook is there's only a certain quantity of time in the year when you can actually use it. The thing to do is to have architecture which allows you to be able to expand and increase the quantity of time in which you can use wood gas technology. So that means using it when it's raining, using it under all conditions, apart from of course when it's -20 and you don't actually want to go outside and use a wood gas stove to cook. And that will be to create something which I call a wood gas kitchen. Now that's just a freestanding building, okay, which is made out of no materials which can burn under any circumstances whatsoever. And it will have sufficient ventilation at the bottom of the building, brought about by 2 cinder blocks, okay, on their side, so air can get through, as well as to provide some light beneath, and the same above, probably 3 cinder blocks above, to allow enough air to leave, okay. You'll have a simply corrugated tin roof, held in place by whatever means is possible, reducing as far as possible as you can the quantity of wood which is used under any circumstances, alright? And that would actually overlap, sufficiently overlap, so that if it rains, and the rain's coming in at an angle, it's not actually going to get through the cinder blocks, okay? You've got enough at the top there to provide ventilation so you don't suffer from carbon monoxide poisoning when you're working inside it. You've got enough ventilation underneath to allow a good quantity upward draft, which will help to keep the production of wood gas going. So therefore the problem of using wood gas as a cooking technology is got rid of completely. Now if you don't want to use wood pellets, you would have to use a larger stove size than this. And I've seen people who are building like the stoves made out of like a 1-gallon tin, and that's essentially one of the things I'll be working up towards, and I'll be testing that with sticks, because essentially if you can get your fuel for cooking free of charge, just brought to you because you've been for a walk into the countryside and you've gathered some sticks on the way, or you just picked up any scrub wood and leaves and little twigs you found on your land, then essentially that will obviously be very, very good. So a larger base, more inflow, better combustion means essentially you can keep the combustion going longer, better and more reliable, unlike with a small tin like this, which is better for wood pellets. So I just wanted to point out that one particular technology that I know about, that I've been using, that I've been playing around with, and essentially how to expand the quantity of time during the calendar year, especially in this northern European climate, okay, which is, it's an oceanic climate. We've got water all around us, in which the weather can in fact be really rather variable. There'll be many more great ideas coming. Don't forget to subscribe to this video blog. There's going to be so many updates and so many things that I'm working on and I'm talking about. It's really going to help you to learn about what off-grid living is like, and I'll do more video blogs to what stove cooking could be like if it's in the winter and you want to do it indoors and without any risk of like explosions, carbon monoxide poisoning and all the rest of that. And I'll be going into that, as well as ideas for baking and so many other different things. So essentially I'm thinking about the cooking, I'm thinking about the fuel for cooking, and I'm also going to go into heating, lighting and other forms of technology as well, all there for like the self-sufficient or autonomous house setup. Now if you can make a donation, that would be absolutely wonderful. I don't care if it's 50 cents, I don't care if it's $500,000 or pounds or anything, but obviously the more I receive the better, and of course the quicker we can make this happen. Now obviously this building, this property and this land will all be for myself, but essentially what I'm doing is I'll be going through everything for you, and you'll be able to see your money going into good use, going into creating the thing, okay, and you'll be able to see the dream start to work out. And so you yourself will actually learn about how hard it is, how easy it is, and all the various different things that can be used if one wants to go completely and utterly off grid. Okay, so visit that, find out much more about what this is all about, and then you too can participate in one of the greatest projects in basically the whole wide world. Alright, and maybe, just maybe, if we do well enough at this, maybe it will be worthwhile creating like a non-for-profit organization which can be there to instruct or to assist people in actually going completely off-grid themselves. I don't know whether that'll be financially or whether that'll just be through information. But essentially, I'm going to give you information as a result of you providing donations. So let's take it one step at a time, and let's start building together the quantity of money which will be needed for the land first and foremost. And then we'll work out the building, then we'll work out the generation technology, we'll work out everything else and start putting it all into one massive vision. Okay, so you've already got an idea as to where we're going with the cooking, or at least one part of the cooking. This is only a tiny part of it. We'll have to use a wide variety of different technologies to make this work out, so that I can have a full 365 days of the year, or 366 in a leap year, of me using this particular technology and other forms of alternative technology to be able to make this dream a reality. I'll speak to you again very soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Donation link in the information box. God bless.